This is Tiger Ascari. Thanks for coming back. I was right. I made a video a few years ago, and sorry, I've been gone dealing with stuff, a bunch of stuff. Sorry, but been dealing with some things here and there. Living at a new apartment with my girlfriend. um, what did I say about Looksmaxxing 2 years ago? Called it. You got this guy Clavicular making the rounds, and even Nick Fuentes said it himself. It's like, this will be the year of the lock-in, the Looksmax. And I think younger men now understand what's at stake. It's getting harder and harder and harder and harder. And then now you have the whole idea of ho-flation. You know, women's standards are way exceeding where they're actually at in the sexual marketplace. And it's very indicative of where society is going, especially where men are going, young men, especially young white men. Young white men are, it seems like they're kind of sick and tired of the bullshit. They're unapologetic now, and that is going to be kryptonite for politicians moving forward on the right and the left. The left can no longer demonize young men and young white men, young white Christian men, for their identity. Because before, it would be white people kind of having that white guilt. You know, they would sacrifice their dignity upon the altar of social justice for nothing. The types of people that they would do this for wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire. And now you just got a group of young men that just don't care, and that is very bad for society. On the right, you can't really the whole. Let's take the Conservatives in the UK, for example. The only reason why Keir Starmer won in the UK was because Conservatives were too cowardly to do anything. They didn't act upon Brexit. They didn't take care of the grooming gangs. They didn't take care of immigration. They just ran their mouth. And I think that's why this year Trump is going so hard. Because he's starting to see, hey, we can't be performative anymore. We gotta go hard. Have to. Or else. And there will be pushback. There will be people that will be pulling the same old playbooks. There will be people that won't care. And they'll just continue doing the same things over and over and over and over and over again, believing that the old tactics are going to work now. That's not the case. This isn't the 2010s anymore. This is we're solidly in the 2020s now. And things have changed. You know, where I feel like I fit into this, I've always been a person that always judged by character and by action, never so much identity. You know, now identity, you know, racial identity, your religion, that type of stuff plays factors in all things that we do, not just in how we treat other people, but how we treat ourselves and how we go out and interact with the world. But I think, at least, and I'm only speaking for myself, I can only speak for myself, interacting with people with the best intentions in mind is always, you know, with respect and dignity. You always want to do that. But for me, as a, you know, 30-something-year-old black dude, I understand that there are people that are going to have certain opinions of me. But I never use that to hold myself back or you know, look at situations where, you know, oh, that person could have been racist or something, or a microaggression or blah, blah, blah. Like, no. Sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes it's just ignorance. Sometimes it's just jokes. And then let's say they even are racist. If someone is going to treat you based upon the color of your skin, let's say you present nicely, and they're going to treat you differently because of the color of your skin, then that's not a person you want to really be around. However, identity does matter. It's coming full circle. Identity is back on the table. And people, especially white people, mark my words, because I predicted the Looksmaxxing thing, and then claviculars popping off, and then all these they're Looksmaxxing, they're sucking in they're mewing, all this stuff. Great, fantastic, that's awesome. But mark my words, in my opinion, at least in 2028, white men are going to young white men like Nick Fuentes pay attention, because they're going to collectivize be they're going to collectivize on their identity, and you're not going to be able to inflict damage upon that. And maybe in 2028 the Democrats could win. They very well could. But I think 2026, well, this year you got the elections coming up here. My apologies. But 2028, oh yeah. I think 2028 is going to be another 2016. Mark my words.